Okay, my friend Darla and I were talking over my word-based strategy designed to facilitate the hearing of Yahuwah's voice. And my strategy springs first from Mark 11, chapter 11, verses 23 and 24. It says there, if you say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, but shall not doubt in your heart, but believe that the thing that you say shall come to pass, you shall have whatsoever it is that you say. And so then it goes on to say, when you stand praying, you must believe that you receive when you pray. So then from that, I concluded that saying is praying, because he started off by saying, say to the mountain. So then I was like, okay, in Mark chapter 4, in the parable of the sower, when Yahushua explained the parable, he said one short sentence that has always stuck with me, and that is, the sower sows the word. If you go to Genesis chapter 8, you find there that he says that there will always be seed time and harvest. And if you back up further to the first couple chapters, I forget exactly where it's at, but he says, let the seeds bring forth after their own kind. So the sower sows the word. There's always going to be seed time and harvest. And so you're going to reap a harvest off the word that you've sown. And that word is going to bring forth after its own kind. Now, where was the word sown? The word was sown in the hearts/minds of men. And so if we want the word sown, we have to hear it. And since most people won't speak to us the exact word that amounts to the seed for what it is that we desire, in this case, what we desire is to hear the Father's voice. So we need to sow the seed that will bring forth the hearing of the Father's voice. In John chapter 12, verse 48, I've made a picture and posted it to my wall on Facebook. After looking up all the underlying words, reassembling the passage, I came up with this. I don't thwart the efficacy of, nullify, make void his covenant, or frustrate Yahushua by participating in the traditions of men. I lay hold of his word, I take it upon myself in order and make his word my own and claim it so as to not let go. I combine and join together with Yahushua as his companion or attendant, giving him access to myself by making straight word and making use of for myself what he has uttered by his living voice. Yahushua separates, picks out, selects, or chooses me. The declarations, decrees, maxims, mandates, orders, moral precepts, and sayings that he has spoken in order to declare his mind and disclose his thoughts. The same shall select, choose, approve, and pronounce an opinion concerning whether I was right or wrong, as is his prerogative as a king in the last day. So combining all these together, I'm looking for the word that amounts to seed to sow, that'll bring forth the result of hearing the Father's voice, and I'm going to sow it in my own heart. My interpretation of what I came up with there for John chapter 12, verse 48 is this. I'm going to make it my own and claim it, and the way I'm going to do that is by changing the word into first person present tense possessive. And so that's what I'm going to do to make it my own. I'm going to say it as if I have what it is that I seek. And that's how I'm going to sow it. So then, seize it and not let it go. From my point of view, that means to memorize it. If you see in the first part, Barum or Deuteronomy chapter 28, it starts off by saying, Since I obey your commandments, laying up in my memory and act to achieve all your commandments, which you command me this day. That's the part I was trying to reach. I may have misquoted that first part. Laying up in my memory and act to achieve all. So that's part of claiming it, not letting go, is to memorize it. Okay, what you're looking at here is what I call Bear's Prayers. What I've done is implemented this concept. I claim it, and make it my own, and I don't let go. And what I did was I took the word first person present tense possessive, and this is the first result from, and it has and 15. Because I attend carefully to Yahuwah's commandments, precepts, he's given me the comforter, counselor, helper, intercessor, advocate, strengthener, and standby. He remains with me forever, the Spirit of truth. I do not see him or know and recognize him, but I have an intimate relationship with and have peculiar knowledge of him. He lives with me constantly and is in me. Then I kind of customized what I say to this passage right here that doesn't have the verse, but it's in chapter 14 as well. The comforter, counselor, helper, intercessor, advocate, strengthener, and standby, the set apart Spirit, whom the Father sent in Yahuwah to represent him to act on his behalf, teaches me. He causes me to recall everything Yahushua has told me. And then it goes on here. You could add this in too. Yahushua has left his peace, health, safety, and contentment with me. So that's like saying that he left his shalom. I do not let my heart be troubled, neither I let it be afraid. I don't allow myself to be fearful and timid and cowardly or unsettled. So this is not really having to do with this voice right here, but it was right there, so I went ahead and added it in. Okay, the next one that I add to that is Proverbs 16:3. I only find this at one time in the Amplified. I've seen it in another version since. And it also appears in some other places. And I posted it as a picture on Facebook, but Proverbs 16:3, it starts out, Father, I commit and entrust, my way is what's here, but you could insert any problem, right? Wholly unto you, and I thank you for causing my thoughts to be conformed to your will, in order that my plans might be established and succeed. And so I follow up the one about the comforter, counselor, and standby with Proverbs 16:3. I commit and trust my way wholly that you cause my thoughts to become agreeable to your will, in order that my plans should succeed. Then I usually add in there and have memorized Yahoo chapter 30 verse 21. I thank you, Father, that I hear a word behind me saying, this is the way you should go, walk ye in it, when I turn to the right hand and when I turn to the left. This is another one. This is more seed that I sow that's related to hearing his voice. And this comes from Yahoo chapter 48. And I don't have the verse here, so you'll have to go find that. Father, I thank you that you are the mighty creator who teaches me to profit, to ascend on high, rise above, excel, and be useful, who leads me in the course of life that I should go. So there's the leading part right there, who leads me. I thank you, Father, that it's you who leads me. Then here's another one that I put on there. I thank you, Father. This is from Yahoo chapter 55, verse 11. I thank you, Father, that the word that goes forth from my mouth shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please and purpose, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. So what we're doing is we're taking the same thing the Father said about his word, and we're adopting it, and we're making his ways our ways, his thoughts our thoughts, and saying, we're claiming this, we're seizing it, we're not letting it go, we're memorizing it, and speaking it or sowing it, so that our words will also bring forth, that they will be fruitful as opposed to void. So under the principle I showed you in John 12:48, claim it, make it my own, seize it, not let it go. I make John 10:27 into my own version. I'm his sheep. I hear his voice. Another's voice I will not follow. In fact, I run away from a stranger. And then I usually include in this I don't know, I guess you'd call it a topical prayer. Job 22:28. It says here, you shall decide and decree a thing, and it shall be established for you, and the light of Yahuwah's favor will shine upon your ways. And I've considered this for a long time, and I framed it to say it like this: since I'm a righteous man, I decree a thing, light shines upon my path, and brings it to pass. So the point of saying that is because I'm decreeing that I'll hear His voice. That's what this whole prayer has been about, is hearing His voice. So I'm trying to sow the seed that brings forth after its own kind, that being that I hear His voice. And so then I'm decreeing, I'm saying to the mountain that I hear His voice. I'm establishing in my heart by saying this over and over. And so that's kind of the tricks that I've used. Oh, look at this! Don't forget about this. This is from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 25. So be sure you do not refuse to hear the voice of Yahuwah. So you could change that into a prayer. I do not refuse to hear the voice of Yahuwah. You could base that on Hebrews 12:25. So those are my tricks to hearing the Father's voice. I've strung those all together, and here's how it sounds when I say it. I thank you, Father, that you've given, since I attend carefully unto your decrees, that you've given me the Comforter, Counselor, Helper, Intercessor, Advocate, Strengthener, Standby, the set-apart Spirit, whom the world cannot receive, neither can they know. He teaches me all things. He brings to my remembrance whatsoever you show me. He shows me things that are to come. I thank you, Father, that since I commit and entrust my way wholly unto you, that you cause my thoughts to become agreeable to your will, in order that my plans might be established and succeed. I'm your sheep. I hear your voice. Another's voice I will not follow. In fact, I run away from a stranger. I thank you, Father, that I hear a voice behind me saying, this is the way you should go. Walk ye in it. When I turn to the right hand and when I turn to the left. I thank you that you lead me in the way of life I should go and teach me to prosper. Since the